Hello there, this is Cookies, and I just wanted to show off some of the testing I've been doing with the doggos. Um, been doing a lot of blitzes lately and getting my ass kicked by this faction, and a lot of it has to do with this really high quality troop, the Senatorial Guard or whatever. But I just wanted to run through a few different situations since people have suggested different things. So first up, what I've got here is 300 Erythean crossbows in 3 boxes. They are in boxes so that 3 mages can cast flaming arrows on them, which is something you can get fairly early. I think it's enchant 5, because flaming arrows is an AoE 20 now. So we're going to try and catch them with that. And I've got 100 of the phalangites. A little bit cheaper on the resources, so they're easier to mass sometimes. I've got 100 of them in a line on hold and attack closest. The crossbows are on hold and fire. On the other side, I've got 150 doggos. They've brought no mage support. They've got 2 sparse lines, one on attack closest, one on attack rear, and then 2 little boxes on the sides on attack rear. And so let's go ahead and see how they do. This box didn't get great coverage. I'm not sure if you'd want to spend 12 fire gems a fight as Erytheia, or I guess you do fire in a jars to try and get better coverage. This is what we're looking at. So this would be potentially maybe like an early mid-game fight. More committed players would bring more mages to do all sorts of point buffing and stuff like that, but we're just kind of experimenting. Since I've been told flaming arrows, it should do fairly well against the dogs. Or it has the potential to. Maybe we could have brought another 100 pikemen, done 2 blocks of 50 out on the flanks. And that might have been enough to turn the tide here. But that's another thing to note is a lot of the times you often have to bring more resources than what the... So Andramania, because of their phenomenal expansion, can often end up with more resources and more gold than a normal expansion player. And what makes these units so good is not only their attack density because of formation fighter, their super high attack, their excellent stats, but also their very high morale. So you have to kill more of them and deal more damage to them than typically they need to deal to you to get you to rout. And so here we see a rout, and then now we see their combat speed coming into play. They're a little bit faster than the typical human, even when they're wearing a plate cuirass. So what do we get here? We kill about a third of the dogs, and we lose our whole stack. And we even lost a few mages that spent gems. So, and it would be super trivial for Andramania to bring maybe 5 mages, because their mainline national mage has guaranteed fire. So it'd be pretty trivial for them to load up some fire gems and cast a bunch of flame ward, and it would get even more lopsided. But we can maybe try something like that, where we add an extra 100 pikemen in, so now we're talking 500 from Erytheia, and maybe the same 150 dogs, although a lot of the time in these blitzes, when I've been fighting the dogs, it's been around 250 dogs. So maybe that would be a more accurate assessment. And what ends up happening is generally, no matter what point in the game, they can generally match you in terms of mage support, like effective mage support. And then their troop quality just shines through. And so this is a pretty common result that I've gotten where I kill maybe 50 to 100 dogs, but I get wiped. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll be trying out some more tests as I can get them set up, but I just wanted to throw this one out here. Have a good one.